Good afternoon, one and all. Today we discuss about oligopoly market. In this oligopoly market, what are the features or characteristics? What are the importance of selling cost or advertising and price leadership, kinky demand curve? We discuss about this. So here, this is a very important topic for short. Remember, we are talking about the oligopoly market. Oligopoly is a market where there are few sellers in the market. We can observe only few sellers. Few sellers means more than 2, less than 6, or we can say that less than 10 members. Okay, in this market, oligopoly market, there are few sellers. In which market there are only few sellers, we call it as oligopoly market. Okay, so few, we are telling few again. Few means more than 2, less than 10. We call it as oligopoly market. In this oligopoly, we can find certain characteristics in this market. Okay, first one is few sellers. As I said, few sellers. There are only few sellers. They are producing homogeneous products or different products. Homogeneous products means similar, same kind of products they may produce, or they can produce different type of products. Okay, there may be product differentiation, or there may be homogeneous products we can observe in this oligopoly market. Okay, when there are 2 or more than 2, many producers are the sellers of a particular product. Oligopoly market, you can say that if there are more than 2 and producing homogeneous or different product, that market we can say that it is related to oligopoly market. Okay, so there is no clear-cut distinction between few, because sometimes we can say that more than 2 and less than 6. Sometimes we can say up to the mark 10. So, but we cannot say in a fixed manner. Few means, okay, that you have to remember. So few sellers we can observe, and in this oligopoly market situations, one of the important character is few sellers. Okay, then another important one is interdependency. Interdependency. Each firm depending on the other firm. How? Let's see. When we are talking about this characteristic interdependency, particularly in oligopoly market, or we can say that rivalry among the firms or industry. Okay, so the interdependency, particularly the natural result of fewness of, because oligopoly market, particularly one depending on the other in this market. Okay, so that each oligopolist must be considered as a possible reaction of competition in deciding particularly pricing policies or degrees of product differentiation that can be produced. Okay, or level of advertisement that undertaken particularly to provide the goods and services. Okay, in this oligopoly market. So Another important characteristic is importance of advertising and selling cost. Last class also we discussed the importance of advertisement and selling cost. In a market situation, oligopoly, a great importance is given to the advertisement and selling cost. Because each firm, they try to attract their consumers to buy their product so that they can increase their profit maximization. To attract the consumers, these firms has to incur certain amount in terms of advertisement or selling cost. In terms of advertisement or selling cost. So here, according to Baumol, under oligopoly market, advertising can become a life and death matter where the firms which fail to keep the advertising budget of its competitors may find the customers drafting of the rival products. And also the group behavior. Another important characteristic is group behavior. So in oligopoly, there are, as I said, few sellers in the market. That few firms can be group. They become group. They can very much interdependent as a group and very much interdependent. So that the oligopoly is the theory, the group of behavior, not individual behavior, because they make as a group to assume or to get their motto to get maximum profit, to get maximization of their behavior so that they can get profit among them. And also existence of price rigidity. This is very important. Price rigidity. In oligopoly market, each firm, they stick to its own price because it depends on the raw materials they produce, goods. So that is the reason why realization of from the rivalries among the groups, we can say that firms. So if it reduces the prices of its product, particularly, his rival also, they try to reduce the price of their product. Because if one firm is reduces the prices of their product, other firms also follow the same. Because if they not reduce the prices of their product, they lose their customers. Comparatively, other firms, they reduces the prices. So automatically it is very cheaper to the comparing to the other firms, right? So that is the reason why if in oligopoly market particularly, if they reduces the price, other firms also follow. On the other side, when we observe, when they rises the prices of the product, okay, other sellers will not follow him. If they reduce, all firms are trying to reduce the prices. If one firm increases the price, other firms will not increase the prices. That you have to remember in this case. So that is the reason why we are telling price rigidity, existence of price rigidity. So other sellers will not follow him when he increases the price. So in order to sell more and earn a larger profit at older price, because when other firm increases the price, these remaining firms will not increase. Their customers also come to the remaining firms and they purchase the goods so that they can get more profit. When they increase the price, other firms are not increases. But if they decrease the price, other firms also has to decrease the price. Existence of price rigidity that we have to remember. So there is a price rigidity in oligopoly market that we have to remember. And interdependency of demand curve. Indebtedness of demand curve. This is another important feature of oligopolistic market. In a perfectly competitive market, as we have seen, farm is among the large number of farms. They are producing identical products. Identical products means homogeneous products, right? So here, in a capable to influencing the price of his product, but a given price he can sell. What does it mean? In perfect competition, as we have discussed, where the demand and supply intersect each other, at that point, what is the amount or the price? All the firms follows the price, okay? But when we are coming to the, that is the reason why in perfect competition, we are telling that the firms are price takers. Firms are price takers, not price maker. Generally, those who are producing commodities or goods, they decide the price of their product, right? But in perfect competition, particularly, they are not decide the price of their product. Then who is going to decide the price? Where the demand and supply intersect each other, that price all the firms follows in the industry. Again, I'm telling, industry is different, firm is different. Group of firms, we call it as industry. Okay. So these are the characteristics of oligopoly market. Another concept is price leadership. Price leadership. Generally, another form of behavior in a oligopolistic market that can make a necessary price adjustment without any fear or starting prices or without any collusion of the price leadership. This method, particularly this price leadership, was developed by German economist, okay, Professor Arthur Bern. Arthur Bern explained about the price leadership. So according to him, if the changes are usually or always, then by the same firm are usually they always followed with the similar price changes by the other sellers. So the price competition may be said to be involved in price leadership. As I said, this oligopoly market, there are a few sellers are there. They produce homogeneous products or product differentiation among the group of firms. Okay, so the price leadership, visually the dominant or the largest firm of the industry. Sometimes we can say that it is a low cost of the firm. Any other firm we call it as barometric firm and recognized by the true entrepreneur or barometer of changes, particularly according to the demand and cost conditions. Okay, that we have to remember here. And this price leadership, the most common price leadership, a low cost of the firm, and price leadership may be large, dominant by the firms. As I said, few sellers. The characteristic of traditional price leaders, they may be set up their prices according to marginalistic of roles. So where the marginal cost equals to the marginal revenue, then or we can say that intersection of is marginal cost, MC curve, okay, marginal cost and marginal revenue. Okay, so here the price leadership model, particularly the dominated by the firm, the dominant firm sets the price for a commodity to maximize its profit. Okay, so that allow all the firms in the industry, they can follow the setup of these, particularly the prices. Then coming to the small firms in the industry, so they behave as a perfect competition and price takers. As I said, in a oligopoly market, price leadership is there. One dominated firm can decide the price, then remaining all the firms, they follow the same price for their product. Particularly if they are following the same price, we can say that these are the price takers because they are following by the price leadership, which is dominated firm. That we have to remember here. Another important concept is kinky demand curve. Okay, kinky demand curve is very important in oligopoly market. This may come for your short question. So here, this kinky demand curve, which was explained by the Paul Swigi and Holland Hitch. More specifically, we can say that Paul M. Swigi developed this kinky demand curve. I show you with diagrammatic. Kinky demand curve, we also call it as demand curve and AR. We also call as average revenue curve. This is MR curve. This is AR curve. This is K. This is D, capital D. And it is small d. Price. MC. This is MC1 and MC2. Small d to K. Okay, from this place to this place. Okay, more elastic. We have to remember. More elastic. K to capital D. And this part, this portion, up to this point. Less elasticity. Less elastic. Okay, less elastic. So from this diagram, see the demand curve facing the oligopolistic market DD. From DD, okay, there is a kink prevailing from the P, and Q is the quantity. Here, this is, Q is the quantity. This is the marginal cost 1 and marginal cost 2. Okay. And we can draw a line like this. And this one is A, and this one is E. And here it is again. This is E1 and this one is E. So from this diagram, just to observe the Kinke prevailing, there is a curve, right? Bending curve. P and quantity we are measuring. The demand curve is much more elastic above and below the kinky we are assuming. Okay. So the marginal revenue curve is MR, which is discontinued, particularly marginal cost 1 and marginal cost 2. These two. This MR is from this. It is cutting, right? This is MC1, MC2, and this one is MC1. Due to this marginal cost 1 and marginal cost curve 2, this marginal revenue is discontinued from this line, right? That we have to see what will happen. Okay. So even there is a chances in the cost, particularly the price will remain in the stable so long as the marginal cost that passes through the AB line. Okay. AB. Here it is. We can put it is A. Here it is, we can put it is B. AB line. Okay. So when the marginal cost curve is upward, see in the diagram, okay, the marginal cost curve is shift upward from the MC1, MC2. Due to the rise in the cost, the equilibrium price and output remaining unchanged. Since the new marginal cost MC2, again it is passing through the M1 or E1. It is passing, this MC2 is passing through the E2, right? So what we are going to understanding from this diagram? See, let's see. It can be inferred that the kinky demand curve, okay, particularly in oligopoly market, it explains the price rigidity. It explains the price rigidity in the falling cost or declining the demand. Okay. Whereas the price is likely to be rise when their cost rises due to a demand increases. Okay. So according to the Barber rightly said that the kinky demand curve is a point where the likely to be price rigidity. At point this one, all firms will follow OP price and OQ amount of output or quantity, because it is sticky price. If you consider at point this, it is more elastic. If you are considering this K to D, it is less elastic. Okay, so at point where it kinked, the demand curve kinked at point K, this price, all the firms can follow it. All the firms can be followed. That you have to remember. Okay. Another important topic we are going to discuss: factor pricing, marginal productivity theory of distribution. This is very important for your examination point of view for long question. Without this, there is no question paper. I'm sure. This is very important. Easy to understand. Marginal productivity theory of distribution. As we know that the maximum price of entrepreneur will prefer to give the factors of production. Okay, or particularly the price for one unit. It depends on the marginal productivity. How they are going to decide the price of particular product? It's based on the marginal productivity. So if the marginal productivity of a factor it is greater, then automatically price will be or remuneration will be very high for that particular product. If the factors are homogeneous, then the maximization of remuneration of each factor will be equal. Why it is equal? Because all the factors are producing homogeneous units. Okay, all factors are homogeneous units, same level of. So that is the reason why paying same equal amount, particularly in marginal productivity theory of distribution. Here we have to remember the remuneration or the price of each factor. As we know that factors of productions are four: labor, capital, land, and entrepreneur, right? So for labor, we're paying wages. For capital, paying interest. When we are using land, paying rent. And entrepreneur, obviously, profit, right? So physical productivity and revenue productivity, when we are talking about the productivity of factors production can be expressed in two different ways. One is physical productivity and the another one is revenue productivity. Physical productivity generally we refers to the the amount of commodity in terms of kilos or meters. But revenue productivity, when we are talking money value of the physical productivity, that is related to revenue productivity. Okay, so when we are talking about the marginal productivity of theory, we have to remember table and a graph. Diagrammatically, you can understand very clearly. Okay, so here we are talking about before that I tell you the physical productivity and marginal productivity theory. Neoclassicals, this theory uses particularly marginal principle to explain the demand and its uses, particularly returns and using of various factors, particularly for production side. So here we are measuring with labor. This is labor. We are considering labor and total physical productivity. Total physical. This is total physical productivity and the marginal physical productivity. Marginal physical productivity. How it changes, just you see. Sorry. Okay. Other things are remaining constant. Here we are only changing the labor. Okay, we are changing only labor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10. Total productivity due to increasing in the labor input. Total physical productivity also increases. So 7, 16, 26, 37, 49, 58, 58, 65, 71, 76, 80. 76 and 80. Due to increasing in the labor inputs, whenever we are adding the additional labor, so total physical productivity also increases. Coming to the marginal product. Coming to the marginal product. Whenever we are increasing the labor, how much the total physical productivity is increased? 7 to 16. How much is the differentiation? Around 9. This is marginal physical productivity. And 16 to 26, how much the differentiation or variation? Marginal physical productivity is 10. And this one is again 11, 12, 9, the variation 6, 5, and 4. How do we calculate this marginal physical productivity? Due to increasing the labor, how much the total physical productivity is increased? Changes or variation of this. Okay. First labor, total physical productivity is 7. Marginal productivity also 7. We increase additional labor. Total productivity is 16. Due to increasing in the additional labor, total physical productivity also increased. That we are, that is the reason why it is 16. What is the differentiation? 7 to 16? 9. If you add 9 to this, 16. If we increase the laborer, total productivity also increase. See, one thing we can observe, up to 5 laborer. Up to 5 laborer. Total physical productivity is increased at increasing rate. Increase at increasing rate. What does it mean? Like increasing rate. Increasing, decreasing rate, and false. Okay. So this is increasing rate like this. Increasing rate, increasing but decreasing rate, this kind of bending, like that is decreasing rate. Okay. So labor 5, it is total physical productivity is 45 and marginal physical productivity is 12. Okay. it is highest at 0.5. Okay, so generally we have seen no law of variable proportion also, same kind of it is applicable to the agriculture sector. Here we are talking about the labor, the only variable or factor input we are adding, we are changing. All other factors or all other input factors are fixed. What does it mean? Fixed in constant, remaining constant. That you have to remember. So then from the law of variable proportion, as I said, you might have variable at increasing rate. Initially, the productivity or the product increases at increasing rate. The marginal product also increases because 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Marginal productivity also increasing. Total productivity also increasing at increasing rate. Okay. So at the same time, eventually, the total productivity increased further, but decreasing rate. Okay, increased but decreasing rate. So total, we can find the total productivity that is increasing at a increasing rate at fifth labor, because it is the highest 49 and the marginal productivity also increased at 12. If we keep on increasing the labor, say sixth labor, for example, we employed the marginal product that decreases from the sixth labor because total product is increasing at a decreasing rate, but marginal product is additional due to additional labor increases. That marginal product is comes down or decreases. That we have to remember. Okay, very important topic. So the productivity of factors of production is very important because they are not hide or bought, that we have to remember, and they directly consumable in the way of consumption of goods here. So they can help in producing goods which can satisfy the wants of individuals directly or indirectly. So this is the reason why the demand for your factors of production, which depends on the what they can produce or on their productivity, what they can produce or what their productivity, how much their productivity, that is. So again, there is a diagram along with this. I tell you. This is the X. Marginal physical productivity. Marginal physical productivity. This is W1. It is W1. W1. And this one is this is W1 and this is W0 or W. We can put here we are measuring number of laborers. Here in marginal physical productivity we are measuring in y-axis. So from this diagram, the marginal physical productivity it is showing if wage rate at W1, wage rate at W1, sorry, this one is W, this one is W, that one is W, W1 and W. So if wage rate W1 given by market forces of supply and demand for labor, we are assuming that perfect competition for labor. Okay, perfect competition in the labor market. Then the marginal productivity or marginal physical productivity schedule that gives the quantity of labor employed by their individuals of the farm. So that here the wage rate is measured a unit of the commodity. The wage rate is measured a unit of the commodity which is produced by a farm. So the wage rate W1, then the employment offered at a given point E1, laborers. Okay, this W1 is the wage rate and E1 is the laborers, that is E1, that is we are telling employment. Okay, OE1. So here the marginal physical productivity curve is called the farm demand curve for the labor. So this curve shows the different levels of employment, particularly from different wage rates. The demand curve is downward sloping. Demand curve is downward sloping because higher wage rate, the other things remaining the same, the lower the employment offered by the farm. When there is a, why it is downward slope? If there is a higher wage rate, there is a low laborers are required. If they are increasing the laborers with a high wage rate means farms may get losses. So that is the reason why when there is a high wage rate, okay, the lower the employment they offered by the farm, that we have to remember. And wage rates are usually, we express it in terms of money, as we know that we have to convert the money, particularly marginal physical product into the value of marginal product or marginal revenue product. Marginal revenue product. So here, if we assume that there is a perfect competition in the product market, then the firm under consideration, they can take the market price of the product that is given by the market. That we have to remember. This is all about the marginal productivity of distribution. I tell you the important questions. Most of them are asking important questions. So based on the our syllabus, okay, I'm giving you the important questions. You try to note it down, the topics.
Sir, giving all blocks important question answer, sir. Questions. Giving all blocks questions
Yes,
are giving,
yes,
sir.
yes, yes,
Whole,
yes.
whole. Okay. Sir.
First block onwards. Okay, I'm giving important questions. Yeah, fine.
Not giving unit wise or block wise, sir. Questions.
ఫస్ట్ బ్లాక్ లో ఏవైతే యూనిట్స్ ఉన్నాయో అవన్నీ కవర్ అవుతాయి. సెకండ్ బ్లాక్ లో ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో అవి కవర్ అవుతాయి. అట్లా.
ఓకే సార్.
రైట్ రైట్. మీరు మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టేసేయండి, డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. క్లాసిఫికేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ మార్కెట్స్. ఫస్ట్ మనం షార్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ తీసుకుందాము, తర్వాత లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ షార్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్. క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ మార్కెట్స్. Features of perfect competition. Features of perfect competition. Shutdown point. Concept of shutdown point. Features of perfect competition. Features of perfect competition are characteristics of perfect competition.
సెకండ్ క్వశ్చన్ చెప్పారు కదా సార్ ఇది.
Uh,
ఫ్యూచర్స్ ఆఫ్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్ చెప్పారు కదా సార్.
వచ్చేసింది అది.
వచ్చేసింది సార్.
Right. Next, just a minute. Features of monopoly. Kinds of monopoly. Causes of
కంటిన్యూ లేకపోతే ఇది నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ మొనోపోలీ.
వేరు
ఓకే సార్.
వేరు కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ మొనోపోలీ అదొక క్వశ్చన్. కాజెస్ ఆఫ్ మొనోపోలీ. Selling cost. Degrees of price discrimination. Degrees of price discrimination. Degrees
సార్
of
మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేయండి సార్ క్వశ్చన్.
degrees of price discrimination. Degrees of price discrimination. ఇందులో ఫస్ట్ డిగ్రీ, సెకండ్ డిగ్రీ, థర్డ్ డిగ్రీ ఉంటాయి. అవి చూసుకోండి.
3 రాయాలా సార్ ఇప్పుడే?
ఎస్ఏ అడుగుతేనేమో 3 రాయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. డైరెక్ట్ వాళ్ళు మెన్షన్ చేశారు అనుకోండి, ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ది ఫస్ట్ డిగ్రీ ఆఫ్ ప్రైస్ డిస్క్రిమినేషన్, ఫస్ట్ దే రాస్తే సరిపోతుంది.
ఓకే సార్.
సో లాంగ్ కు అడుగుతారు అట్లా, షార్ట్ కి అయితే ఏదైనా ఒక స్పెసిఫిక్ అడుగుతారు.
ఓకే సార్.
సో ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ just a minute. Sorry for the inconvenience. So next question. Oligopoly market. Futures of oligopoly.
సార్ ఇది వేరే క్వశ్చన్ చెప్పారు. ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ అన్నారు, స్టాప్ చేశారు.
Effects of price discrimination. Features of oligopoly market. Duopoly. Corner to duopoly.
సార్ మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేయండి సార్. ఫీచర్స్
Futures of oligopoly. Futures అన్న క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ అన్న ఒకటే, కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉండొద్దు. డ్యూయోపొలి. డ్యూయోపొలి టాపిక్ మనం నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము. ఇంపార్టెంట్ అది కూడా. డ్యూయోపొలి. పింకీ డిమాండ్ కర్వ్. Marginal productivity of distribution. Ricardian theory of rent. Modern theory of rent. These two are different. Any one question will be definitely will be there. Types of wages. Subsistence theory of wages. Wage fund theory of wages. Wage fund theory of wages. Quasi rent. Quasi rent. ఎన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ అయినాయండి?
సార్ 18 అయినాయి సార్.
18 క్వశ్చన్స్. ఇంకొక 2 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇద్దాము. టైం ప్రిఫరెన్స్ థియరీ లేదా క్లాసికల్ థియరీ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్, ఇది రాసుకోండి. క్లాసికల్ థియరీ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్.
ట్వంటీ అయినాయి సార్.
20 అయినాయా? ఈ 20 క్వశ్చన్స్ చదువుకోండి. షార్ట్ లో మాక్సిమం 99% మనకు కవర్ అవుతాయి రాయడానికి.
సార్ మరి లాంగ్ ఇవ్వలేదు.
లాంగ్ ఇస్తాం. ఇప్పుడు షార్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ చెప్తున్నా, లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇప్పుడు చెప్తే రాసుకోండి. జర స్పీడ్ అప్ చేయండి.
ఎస్ సార్.
3 minutes ఉంది. మళ్ళీ మీకు వేరే క్లాస్ ఉంటుందేమో. పర్ఫెక్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్ లో సెకండ్ యూనిట్ ఉంది కదా,
ఎస్ సార్.
అందులో ప్రైస్ డిటర్మినేషన్ అండర్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్ ఒక క్వశ్చన్, హౌ ద ఫర్మ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం అండర్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్ ఇన్ ద షార్ట్ రన్. 2 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఈ 2 చదువుకోండి. సెకండ్ మాడ్యూల్ లో ఫోకస్ చేయండి ఫర్ లాంగ్.
క్వశ్చన్ మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేయండి.
హౌ ప్రైస్ అండ్ అవుట్పుట్ డిటర్మైన్ అండర్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్ ఒక క్వశ్చన్. స్పీడ్ అప్.
సార్
షార్ట్ రన్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం ఆఫ్ ది ఫర్మ్ అండర్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్. దానికి ముందు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అనో లేకపోతే ఏదో ఒకటి పెట్టేస్తారు అన్నమాట. షార్ట్ రన్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం ఆఫ్ ది ఫర్మ్ అండర్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్. నెక్స్ట్ ది థర్డ్ మాడ్యూల్ ఉంది కదా, యూనిట్ 3 బ్లాక్ 2 యూనిట్ 3 లో హౌ ప్రైస్ అండ్ అవుట్పుట్ డిటర్మైన్ అండర్ మొనోపోలీ.
ఎస్ సార్. నెక్స్ట్
అది కట్ చేయండి. ఆ క్వశ్చన్ వద్దు. హౌ ద ఫార్మ్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం అండర్ మొనోపోలీ మార్కెట్, ఇది రాసుకున్నారు కట్ చేసి. హౌ ద ఫార్మ్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం అండర్ మొనోపోలీ మార్కెట్. బ్రాకెట్ లో షార్ట్ రన్ లాంగ్ రన్ పెట్టేసేయండి. షార్ట్ రన్ లాంగ్ రన్. ఫోర్త్ మాడ్యూల్ ను మీరు ఫోకస్ చేయొద్దండి లాంగ్ కి. మళ్ళీ ఫిఫ్త్ యూనిట్ ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ ఫిఫ్త్ యూనిట్ మోనోపోలిస్టిక్ కాంపిటీషన్ ఉంది కదా, నేను మీకు డయాగ్రామ్ వేసి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసిన. ఆ క్వశ్చన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. హౌ ద ఫార్మ్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం అండర్ మోనోపోలిస్టిక్ కాంపిటీషన్. సిమిలర్ గా ఉంటాయి డయాగ్రామ్స్. మోనోపోలీకి మోనోపోలిస్టిక్ చిన్న లాజిక్, చిన్న తేడా ఉంటుంది. లాంగ్ రన్ లో అక్కడనేమో సూపర్ నార్మల్ ప్రాఫిట్స్ వస్తే మోనోపోలీలో, ఇక్కడనేమో నార్మల్ ప్రాఫిట్స్ డయాగ్రామ్ వస్తుంది లాంగ్ రన్ కి. అది చూసుకోండి మీరు. నెక్స్ట్ అది ఆ బ్లాక్ అయిపోయింది. ఫోర్త్ బ్లాక్ లో మార్జినల్ ప్రొడక్టివిటీ థియరీ ఆఫ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్ పెట్టుకోండి.
marginal,
ప్రొడక్టివిటీ థియరీ ఆఫ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్. నేను టాపిక్ టైటిలే చెప్తున్నా, దానికి ముందు ఏ విధంగా వస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్ ఇది బ్లాక్ 5 లో వెల్ఫేర్ ఎకనామిక్స్, పిగు వెల్ఫేర్ ఎకనామిక్స్, పారెటో ఆప్టిమాలిటీ, రైట్. నోట్ చేస్తున్నానండి ఆ క్వశ్చన్స్ కొంచెం మీరు. ఇంకోటి మీరు, ఇట్స్ మై సజెషన్, మీరు రాసేటప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్ నెంబరు బుక్లెట్ లో లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ రాసేస్తా ఉంటారు, రైట్.
yes, sir.
నెంబర్ ఏదో ఒకటి వేసి రాస్తారు. స్కాన్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఆ నెంబర్ కనిపించదు కూడా. వాళ్ళు స్కాన్ చేస్తారు మీ బుక్లెట్ ని. స్కాన్ చేసేటప్పుడు మీరు అట్లా లాస్ట్ రాస్తే అది కనపడదు, ఆ క్వశ్చన్ నెంబర్ కనపడదు, మీరు ఏం రాసినా కూడా ఉండదు. కాబట్టి ట్రై టు రైట్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్ నెంబర్, క్వశ్చన్ నెంబర్ మిడిల్లో రాయండి. మిడిల్లో రాసి ఆ లైన్ ఇట్లా కొట్టేసి కింద స్టార్ట్ చేయండి, నష్టమేం లేదు.
Okay, sir.
కొంచెం ఇటు సైడ్ రాయండి, ఓకేనా.
Okay, sir.
మర్చిపోవద్దండి అది. రైట్, క్లోజ్ చేస్తున్నా.